Hello, Sistaco and Sistaco Collective. I want to give you my Sistaco story. My name is Tammy Willen, and actually my journey starts at childhood. I was born with neurofibromatosis, which is a tumor that starts in the neurons of your nerves and just travels throughout your neurons, and it destroys everything in its path, so bone, muscle, tissue, everything. I was diagnosed at the age of 3 when the first lump started being noticeable. And between 3 and 13, I had 5 surgeries to remove tumor. But as a result of these surgeries, especially at the age of 7, I had a lot of facial damage done. I lost my eyebrow, I lost bone, I lost all the muscle tone. My eye fell backwards because I lost the floor and the bone walls to support it. But I didn't lose my sight or my eyeball, so that was good. But I looked very different on the outside. I'm 65 and I was born in 61, and so it was not a good time to look different on the outside. You were judged very harshly. I was not included in groups. I didn't have friends. I was picked on, teased, assaulted with throwing objects. I had mean and harsh names called all the time, and this lasted throughout my whole schooling years, even my preteen and teenage years, which that just got even worse. And I didn't date. I was never asked to dances. I was very much an introvert because of the way I looked. People judged me instead of finding out who I was on the inside. They just judged me by what they saw on the outside. And even as an adult, that happened and continued. I know I was passed up for promotions and I was not given opportunities simply because of the first glance appearance of myself. The one thing that I did have going for me was my nails. I had long, beautiful, strong, fast-growing nails. And they were so nice that I probably could have been a hand model if I'd had better self-esteem, which I just didn't. And I had been told that nobody wanted to look at me, et cetera, et cetera. So all I used to do was just put clear nail polish on them, and they looked beautiful. I have a picture I want to show you. This was taken in my 20s. I actually had some facial work done, but it didn't last very long and it wasn't very good. Anyway, I want to show you the nails. Look at my beautiful nails. I had long, beautiful nails. I was in my 40s and 50s before I was able to get really good reconstruction work done after my kids were grown and we had a little bit better financial situation. And that's how come you see the way I look now. However, for all these years, I have not had a lot of friends. I have trust issues, especially among women. At growing up, everything is so focused on your outward appearance for women in our media and our magazines and stuff like that, and then being mistreated the way that I had been mistreated was very hard. And I still have trust issues. I don't have a lot of girlfriends. We recently moved and I'm in a much hotter, more sunny climate. And I can't really go out in the sun because of all the work that's been done on my face, for at least for any kind of length of time. And so I'm kind of alone. I don't have a lot of, hardly anybody that will, come and visit, and I can't really go out and visit. And so, that's where my journey started. I had these wonderful nails that were working for me. But then in 2021, after having an early menopause also, I caught COVID and it was extremely bad. I was very, very sick. I would have every single symptom, but I didn't have them at once. I had them one at a time, one right after the other. And then I ended up having long COVID and it messed up my gut. I had to take lots of different kinds of medicine. And anyway, during that 2021 year, I also sold our house and we moved here. But the house wasn't ready. This house wasn't ready. And so I kind of lived out of my car. And so there was a lot of stress. And then between July and October of 2022, before I moved into the house, I lost 5 family members. So I went through a lot of stress and I still had health issues. After we moved into the house, after 2 months, I had a full hysterectomy because I had a tumor in my uterus. So my nails suffered greatly. vertical splits, softening, easy to break. And it was very frustrating for me because my nails were part of my identity. It was the good part of my identity, really. I had people compliment me and talk to me all the time about my nails. So during that 2022-23 year, I started seeing Sistaco on Facebook, and I mentally kept note of it, but I really didn't take that plunge until November of 2024. My first order was November 16th of 2024, and I joined the collective on December 12th of 2024. My first mani was Deep Sea, and I also later dragged Pebble on top of it, and I just fell in love with Pebble, and I love what the Pebble and the glazes do. I started seeing Sistaco on Facebook, and I decided to take that plunge because it was non-toxic and odorless, and also because my nails were not great anymore. I liked the sustainables for when I need to grow them out and protect them because they're plant-based and they don't do damage and stuff. There's so much more I want to say, but my video is going to get too long and I won't be able to post it. But what I want to say about the collective and what it means to me is that it's a support group with no judgment. You get tips, helps, and questions and that are shared and answered from other sisters and mistas from all around the world. I feel like I now have girlfriends who don't judge me and that we have a common interest and want to genuinely help one another. Even if it's not about our nails, we help each other. We pray for one another. We celebrate with one another. We even if we don't know the faces to the names. I have more desire to improve my nail creativeness along with my other hobbies like quilting because I do stay indoors. I'm not as lonely with Sistaco in my life. And I want to thank Sistaco for that. And I appreciate the Sistaco collective and love you so much. Thank you. It is hard to deal with trials in our lives, but when we can find something that gives us joy and happiness, then that's what we cling on to and hope so that our lives can be more enjoyable and better when we have to go through these trials and things. And so, this was really quick, and I apologize for getting emotional and crying, but I thank you so much for being a part of my life right now. It's what I need. Thank you.